replay people. So President Trump is live right now, and we're a little bit behind the time, but we're going to listen to him together anyway. It's been a while since we all listened to President Trump together on the Beach Report. He is speaking to an audience from Michigan, of all places. Should be interesting. Anyway, let's go on over there, and I will start from the beginning of President Trump's speech so we won't miss a thing. All right. Hi, Jasmine. Welcome to the Beach Report. All right, let me just cue this up. We've got President Trump. Go, President Trump, go.
Well, thank you. Wow.
Okay, darling. Glad you're here.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be back. I love this place. I won this place. It's beautiful.
Michigan.
This beautiful state. We won by a lot. Great to be back in Michigan, and hello to the men and women of General Motors. And before we begin, I have to say, so I had a wonderful father, right? And he was a hard
Sound
worker.
check, people.
He was in the real estate business. And for him, super luxury. This is only, he didn't want planes. They didn't have planes in those days, I don't think. He didn't want anything. You know what he wanted? A Cadillac every 2 years. This was to him. This was to him the sign of luxury. This was the greatest thing. And he got every 2 years, like you could count on it. You could set your clocks by it. And by the way, speaking of that, let's get rid of daylight saving time stuff. Okay?
Yeah, get rid of daylight saving time. You can hear we have a storm about to
approve that one
today, right now.
The House approved it, and we're going to get rid of that. Just to mention, it's called the weave, right? We always get back to the right subject, but anyway. But I did. I had a father. His luxury Mary, his super. That's all he wanted. He just wanted a brand new Cadillac, and I have to tell you a little secret. He had it stretched a little bit. This way he could be his own chauffeur. He wouldn't have to hire a chauffeur. He could drive it himself, or he could have somebody else, but he could also drive it himself. Did you ever hear that? This could be a new concept for a car. But I had a wonderful father, and he loved Cadillac, and I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful state, and I'm honored to be the first sitting president to visit one of the most storied places in the history of American auto making, and that's the world-famous General Motors Proving Ground. Now, we just got back. We watched some cars, and they are beautiful cars, but I was very also impressed with, that was the largest piece of asphalt I think I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of big asphalt, but I've never seen one that big. I said, you gotta be kidding. But over 100 years, General Motors carved a 5.5-mile test track out of Michigan earth and built a crucible for American cars that would change the world, and that's what happened. You have changed the world, and maybe more importantly, you have made a comeback like very few companies. You are doing really well, and Mary and your whole group have done a fantastic job. They love their cars. One of the top executives I just met, he was showing, he says, sir, I just love the cars. I just love these cars. And I thought that was nice. This land bears the tire marks of every model of the legendary Chevy Corvette. It bears the scars of the first auto safety test, and that was probably pretty tough. And ever since the presidency of the late, great Ronald Reagan, who in all fairness, who I liked, but he did allow our cars to disappear into Japan.
You can hear the storm in the background.
We love him. But on trade, Trump is much better. Much better. But this facility is proudly designed, built, and tested the presidential limousine, affectionately known as the Beast. Have you heard of it, Mr. Mayor? I want to thank the CEO of General Motors, Mary Barra, as well as the president, Mark Royce, and the entire leadership team. Mark, really great job. The whole leadership team, the job that you've done over the last number of years especially has been incredible. And it's a display of speed and skill, horsepower goes into these cars, and everyone's talking about General Motors, including me. That's why I'm here. And more importantly, thank you to the auto workers, the technicians, the mechanics, the welders, the engineers of General Motors, because there's no finer group of...
Okay, I do have to interrupt this broadcast because look at what is coming down the pike. I felt a couple of raindrops, and oh, here they come now. And you can hear the storm is upon us. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to be here. Oh, and you hear the rain? Well, it won't rain directly. Oh, it's raining directly on me. Okay, I'm going to have to move. Here, let's watch let's watch the storm. I agree with you, Alf. I'm glad you're here. We have to interrupt this broadcast because of God. It happens, it happens. All right, I'm gonna find a better way. I don't really want to leave where I am because it's so nice outside, and I do love a good rainstorm. It is starting to come down pretty hard. That's okay. We're in Florida. We're used to it, right? No, it doesn't look. Look at that storm. Holy guacamole. That's a big one. Yeah, Brian, here she comes. Here she comes. Raining on my stuff here. Well, you know, in Florida, we get pretty much a daily rainstorm in the afternoon. It could be beautiful in the morning, and then it looks like this. This is the rainy season in South Florida. So this is what we're going to get, and it just is what it is. Oh, well. Okay. Well, we're going to go back to the Trump speech. I just moved all my stuff to a safer location. And here we go, back to President Trump.
And it was workers like you who built this country, and now it's the men and women like you who are making it bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. We are doing unbelievably well as a country. We're building more auto factories and more plants than at any time.
So just stopping right there, Brian wants to know what's the worst weather I've experienced there. It was called Hurricane Ian. And I sheltered in hospice with my husband who died the day after. So I'm going to say Hurricane Ian. All right, let's keep going.
In the history of our country, and someday the fake news is going to be writing stories about it. They don't like to write those stories. That's why they call them the fake news. But for decades, the auto workers and manufacturers of this great state were sold out and betrayed by globalist politicians and corrupt special interests who let other countries steal your jobs, pillage your factories, and loot the crown jewels of American industry from Detroit and all over our country. They were ripping us off, not only in the auto business, but in many other businesses. Every president before me promised to stop it, but none of them did anything. They did nothing. But now, at long last, Michigan finally has a president who stands up for Michigan auto workers and puts America first.
Welcome, Braxton and Rebel.
You know, you had a leader. I don't know if he's still with you, Sean Fain or something. This guy was bad news. I never spoke to him, never saw him. He was a Democrat. He thought that Biden or Kamala would be wonderful. You would have, Mary, I hate to say it, you wouldn't have an auto industry right now if they got elected. You wouldn't have an auto industry. But I don't know what happened to the guy. Somebody said he got fired, but I can tell you, the people that count, those people love Trump. Because I've done more for you than your parents, okay? Your parents are good. I'm not going to knock your parents, but I have been better to you than your parents. That I can tell you, and they would agree with me. Wherever they may be, they would agree. Today, I'm proud to say that the auto industry is back and America is back, and it's pulling Detroit and Michigan along with it. Our country is so successful, it's pulling it along, but you have some great representatives that are going to become governor, senator, congressmen, women. But you have some great people. I'm going to mention them in a second, because under Sleepy Joe Biden, hold it. What's better, Sleepy Joe Biden or Crooked Joe Biden? Let's go. Sleepy
Crooked.
Joe Biden, Crooked Joe Biden.
Crooked.
They're both true. They're both very true. The United States had the highest trade deficit ever recorded. So we had the worst trade deficit, and our country was losing more than $1 trillion a year on trade every single year, and it got worse and worse. And if they were in there now, that number would be close to $2 trillion. The trade deficit in automobiles was more than $300 billion annually. That means outside countries and companies were coming in and just robbing us blind. And it was causing tremendous problems for your jobs. But now all of that is changing because I placed historic tariffs on foreign producers and manufacturers, including a 25% tariff on foreign auto.
Okay, I'm sorry guys. We interrupt this program because the rain is really coming down now. I don't know if I can handle it out here anymore. It is a very big storm. I'm going to. I gotta stop. All right, you guys. Ah! Stay tuned. I will be back. Ciao for now. I'll resume and I find a safer area. It's great.